You're all tired and off-tuned.
Nandito kami sa Jerusalem na ngayon. Jerusalem.
We will be going through the tunnel of the Mount of Olives, and please prepare cameras. And to the left you will see suddenly the Mount Moriah with the Temple Mount, the Dome of the Rock, the two mosques, the Dome of the Rock and the mosque. Our driver cannot stop, but he will drive slowly, that some of you who are seated on the left side can take the picture. Attention as we come out from the tunnel, look to the left and welcome to the holy city of Jerusalem, the city of the three monotheistic faiths. Over there, not the front, there. And please be seated. When the driver is driving, it can a small accident, you could be hurting yourself, so please be seated.
Kinukuha ko dito sa side, so hindi, kinahindiriret.
Population of Jerusalem is nearing the 1 million. It's 950,000.
1 million.
And the majority of the population, just above the 500,000, is the Jewish population, and the rest is the Palestinian Muslim. The Christian population from the Arab side is maybe 10,000 Christian Palestinians. The major industry in Jerusalem is tourism, but there are a lot of people who are employed in various government ministries. The original capital of Israel, when the state of Israel was established, was Tel Aviv. From 1948 to 1949, Tel Aviv served as the capital of Israel. And in 1949, the Prime Minister David Ben-Gurion decides to move his capital to Jerusalem. But since the foreign countries recognized Israel in the United Nations with Tel Aviv the capital, the embassies stayed in Tel Aviv. Thus, Tel Aviv still serves as the diplomatic capital. Only recently, President Trump transferred the capital to Jerusalem. The previous President Trump. To the right side, the Hebrew University. Although the city of Jerusalem between 1948 to 49 was a divided city, east side controlled by Jordan, west side controlled by Israel. After the 1967 war, the 6 Days War, Israel managed to conquer and reunify the city in 1967. And soon as we'll be taking a left turn, we will be driving just on the borderline where it divided the city of Jerusalem between Jordan and Israel. And as we will take soon a left turn, you will notice there's a large flag flying on the right side soon as we make the turn. It's known as the Givat HaTachmoshet, ammunition hill. There used to be a Jordanian army camp here and trenches, and Israel managed to burst in and conquer Jerusalem and reunify the city through here in 1967, in the month of June, the 6 Days War.
6 days.
And this road used to be the borderline. The left side of this road, Jordan, the right side of the road, on the other side, Israel. And I will point to you where the crossing point border for tourists and for Israeli Christians during Christmas.
Look at the train,
As we will be soon crossing, taking a left turn, you'll be able to see the light train which connects the northern neighborhood of Jerusalem to the city center and to the southern neighborhoods. Now the road to the right side goes to El Bire, Ikshon Be'erot, where the Holy Family realized that Christ was missing. And they came back and found him in the temple. Now why did the Holy Family lose Christ as a teenage boy, young? Because he was playing with the others. They thought that he's in safe hands. But when they came to overnight at El Bire, they realized he was missing. Can you see where the flag is?
Yes.
Ammunition hill, and also the light train.
Light train.
Now look carefully at the buildings. This is the Ministry of Internal Security. Most of the buildings, 95%, have limestone from the outside. You see the stone
has a
gives a
light.
nice, beautiful effect. And thanks to the British High Commissioner, after the First World War, the British High Commissioner, Sir Ronald Stores, he placed a law in Jerusalem. Any building to be built in Jerusalem should have this limestone. Why did he introduce this law? Because he came from Bath in England. And in the city of Bath in England, they have the same building code. And most of the quarries are found south of Bethlehem region. Only between 1948 to 1960, Israel had economic crisis. Some buildings are built with stucco or concrete. And when we drive towards Bethlehem, I will show you some of the ugly buildings. Less than 5%. You see, the light rail looks like a snake.
Pangit. Dumi.
All these hotels that you see on our left, they used to be on no man's land, since this used to be the borderline. And especially here to the right side, this neighborhood is a religious Jewish Orthodox neighborhood. On Saturdays, the roads are closed. No cars are allowed to go through.
Ayan, orthodox mo yung sister yung nilalatandan. Yan ang amo ni Tita Deli. Pag-iwalay sa gabi. Kanya lang.
We are approaching the section where it is known as the Mandelbaum Gate. I remember as a child, and up to 1967, we used to come from Tel Aviv, Jaffa, cross from the Israeli side to the Jordanian side. They allowed only Christians to cross for 3 days, and my family from Lebanon came, and we had a family reunion. This was the crossing point here. And look at this building, made of concrete, no limestone. It was built in the early 60s. Looking very ugly. Towards the left section leads to the northern section of the old city, the Damascus Gate. Soon as we come out, you'll be able to see the walls of the old city. when they made this tunnel by an Italian team that are expert in tunnel carving, above there is the French hospital and the Notre Dame hotel belonging to the Vatican. The beds were shaking. The beds were moving. Like an earthquake or like massage. Recently, an Italian team did a new tunnel approach from the west of Jerusalem, on the west side. Now look now to the left, you will see the walls of the 16th century, built by the Ottoman Turks. And this section is the Jaffa Gate.
Jaffa Gate.
Why they called it Jaffa Gate? Because pilgrims from the port of Jaffa, from the west side, approach Jerusalem. Which year did you come?
I think 2015 or 2016.
With a group or
We
individual?
in a group with our seminary from Buja. And I remember we were from Jaffa.
Jaffa Gate.
Yes, we visit first Jaffa.
Jaffa, Tel Aviv Jaffa. The St. Peter's Church. The house of Simon the Tanner. Cornelius in Caesarea, we will say. Above is the gate, the Jaffa Gate.
Hindi sa hawak-hawak mo.
Now the old city of Jerusalem is divided to 4 quarters. From Jaffa Gate to Zion Gate, you see the Citadel of David. The tower here is actually a mosque, minaret. They've named it after David. And going to the Zion Gate is the Armenian quarter, the smallest one. Then the second one, from the Zion Gate to the Dan Gate, is the Jewish quarter. The third quarter from the Dan Gate going around to the Golden Gate, which is sealed, to the St. Stephen's Gate, to the Harrod's Gate and Damascus Gate in the north part is the largest quarter, the Muslim quarter. And from the Damascus Gate to the New Gate and Jaffa Gate is the Christian quarter, with the main important site is the Holy Sepulchre, the burial place and the site of the resurrection of our Lord. As we're driving, again, this used to be the border. Left, Jordan, within the walls, and to the right side, Israel, the Mamila neighborhood. Nowadays, it's the most expensive neighborhood. Millions of millions US dollars. And most of them are owners living abroad. They would come only during the Jewish holidays. It looks like a ghost town, a ghost neighborhood, because of the owners being abroad.
Yung mga Hudyo na nandoon sa Toronto, sa Canada. Kasi yung amo ni Marie laging ganyan.
Kaya pa naghahanap ng ano,
As we're driving on our right, soon we will be passing beside the Sultan's Pool, originally built by King Solomon. They needed more water.
בן-זונה, כן. שישרף.
The city needed more water, thus King Solomon brings water from south of Bethlehem. The Ottoman Sultan renovates it, that's why it is been named after him, Sultan's Pool. Nowadays it's not anymore a water reservoir, it's actually an open air theater. Can you see the windmill?
Yeah.
The blades are going around. Moshe Montefiore, a Jewish gentleman from Birmingham, a benevolent Jewish who donated money to build this neighborhood and also established the windmill. thinking that the winds are strong in order to crush the wheat to make flour. But the winds are not strong and they were not able to function it properly. And as a matter of fact, this section where the pool is and continues down is the Hinnom Valley, Gehenna, Hinnom Valley, where people were stoned to death.
Sorry.
We are now crossing the Hinnom Valley. Down further below where Judas hanged himself on the Judas tree, the potter's field. And can you see carefully, there is a cable above the valley. Look towards the sky and towards the building. There is a cable. The Israelis had an outpost. Now you see it, the cable? The Israelis had the outpost on Mount Zion in the Armenian cemetery. And as we drive by the window, you will see a box. The building that we will be approaching soon. By the window, there is the box. With this box, they used to transfer food, medicine, arms, and also soldiers. And this was done by night. And daytime, they used to lower the cable. On top of Mount Zion is the Dormition Church, Dormi, Mother Mary entering her internal sleep. This building used to be the St. John's Eye Hospital. That's the cable car is suspended to. And when the city became a divided city, they moved the hospital to the northern neighborhoods and it was deserted. After the 67 war, it was sold and turned to a hotel. Now a new owner has bought the hotel and is expanding it, making it bigger. This road is known as the road to Hebron. It leads to Bethlehem and to Hebron. And soon I will point to you the German colony. German Templar movement. They were a splinter from the Lutheran Church. They decided to split and come to the Holy Land and await the coming of the Messiah. And they established their neighborhoods in Jaffa, Haifa, in different parts of Galilee, in different parts of Jaffa, and the main center in Jerusalem. Unfortunately, some of the German Templars were very proud of the Nazi party during the Second World War. They went around with Nazi uniforms. The British wanted to avoid problems in the Holy Land, thus they expelled them to Australia. And that was the last time where people were forcefully sent to Australia. And this was their neighborhood here to the right side. As we're driving, where you see the red roof houses soon, and beside it is the railway station. Used to be. Now it's a social life and restaurants. Apart from that, there was also a German Catholic order, the monastery, you see the cross on top. They were not deported, they were left here, the Catholics. While the splinter group from the Lutheran Church were forcefully sent to Australia. כאן גבוה,
Galing ng June.
בתחנות אישים פתוח,
Tumawid.
שנהיה
buti hindi
בצהריים
nakano ng passport.
בבית סנגור, אז יתחילו לברוח לך. תפתח את החלון.
נניח שתי הדלתות ונסיע במהירות. אלה נסעים.
Again, this road used to be the borderline.
Ayun po siguro, sister, bakit binumotok ko sa elepante? Ay, sa ham. Binumotok ko. Kasi ayaw ko na. Binumotok kasi na. Ganun. Oo.
Now you will be able to notice that there is a bare forest over here to the left. This forest has been reserved for the future American Embassy building. Although they have changed the consulate to the embassy, but in the future they will build the embassy here, we presume. The Israeli government has reserved it for that.
Ganda yung bulaklak niya. Aso lang.
Birds of Paradise, yeah.
Yes, kami bling-bling yung sapatos. Pakainin sana to.
מה זה?
Sila, pakain sa bata.
כן. איך שצריך. אלו שמו לך קטן גדול ביחד.
אין להם זמן.
בגלל זה אתה צריך לעמוד על הראש.
לא, עמדתי לידם, שמו פנימיים, לא יודע מה איך לא אסתדר להם.
Now see, as we're driving to the left, some of the buildings without the limestone, and see how ugly they look compared to the limestone. They are with stucco. Look at these buildings, how ugly they look. They were built in the 50s. And so to the right side with concrete. The older ones, you see, the reddish stone is old during Mandate period that they built. And here to the right side is the light industrial region of Jerusalem.
Dami ano na sa taas. Ano yan, mga
Tubig siguro nila. Painit ang tubig.
solar light. Park na. galing sila dito.
Jade ka pa. Ano ako?
Ito kasi yung
Soon as we cross these traffic lights, again, this used to be the borderline between Jordan and Israel, the south sections leading to Bethlehem. And you will be able to see the damage of the 1948 wall. One of the houses still completely damaged. Now we are actually leaving Jerusalem, but Jerusalem has expanded further south. And these sections are known as Beit Safafa. And if you look to the right side as we cross the traffic lights, you will be able to see the damage of the 1948 wall. This
ating yun nasa loob ng labo.
חלק בלבן פה, חלק בחו"ל. Can you see it now? The damage house.
Yes.
מאחורה, אתה רואה? דברים חלק.
Talagang preserve nila.
Yan. Para maanuhan yung mag-effect ng war.
Oh, it's crazy.
Crazy lights.
Crazy.
Para natin.
Grabe yung pangkat.
War zone.
Kakain ka mamaya, may ulit na naman. Pagdating mo sa Canada, paghalin tayo mag-green and black.
Technicolor.
Kasi yung mga bata, di ba sinasabi ko yung mag-veggie lang na kakain green and passion na vegetables. Yeah.
The road continues towards Bethlehem, the entrance from the north. We will be entering from the east. Less traffic and more smoother to enter Bethlehem. And this is a new neighborhood of Jerusalem, Har Homa. And soon you will be able to see Bethlehem on the right side.
Baka sa hotel na.
Ha? Baka sa hotel.
Mas may gagay pa marating. Gagay? Sa hotel? Yeah.
Oh.
Kaya nga sabi ko, late na naman.
We are now back to the West Bank, mind you. We were in Jericho in the West Bank, now we're again back to the West Bank. Now, we will be passing various Palestinian villages also along this road. All this area is considered to be part of the West Bank. And this road was specially made as access to the various Jewish settlements south of Bethlehem region. These are olive trees on the right side. Mind you, one of the major industries in Bethlehem, Beit Sahur, the shepherd's field in Arabic is known as Beit Sahur, and Beit Jala, just to the west of Bethlehem, is the production of olive oil and olives and the wood doing the different carvings. We will after lunch stop by an olive wood factory outlet shop, and there you will see the authentic carvings. Some are machine and some are handmade. Apart from that, they have different other souvenirs.
Kahanap ako ng shirt. Bibili na ako. Baka wala na tayong
Bethlehem is to the right side, not the ones close to us, beyond it, the further. And can you see there is a mountain cut, the top part? Now we don't see it, but we will be able to see it later on. That was the burial place where Herod had prepared his mausoleum, his burial tomb. Now we're going to stop in the Shepherd's Field for lunch. We will afterwards come back to the Shepherd's Field for the Mass in the Shepherd's Field by around 4ish. There's a new road that they've recently opened, known as the American Road, given by USA for the Palestinians to connect the South West Bank to the Northwest Bank.
הפקק הזה
What's
בטוח
that?
קצר בירושלים לפחות חצי שעה. הסיבובים מעלים אותה, אני מבין אותך.
Yeah, so hindi. Mga dalawang year na siguro.
Soon you will be able to see there is another security check going into West Bank sections. They don't stop. Going into Israel, they would stop. When we finish the visit of the Shepherd's Field and Bethlehem, coming back through here, they will be stopping us.
Dito na tinatago ng basura.
Again, you notice these are all olive trees. And mind you, the olive industry carving, olive wood industry carving, and the mother of pearl industry was introduced to help Christian families to make a living by the Franciscans. And that's how it has been passed from father to son, going back to the Ottoman period, going back to 16th century. Some even say that the Crusaders period, when the Franciscans also came, they helped them introduce this local trade. And the factories are either in Bethlehem or in Beit Sahul, which we are going to stop for lunch. Now, we earlier showed you the concrete wall separation. In some sections it's not a concrete wall, it's a fence. And you will be able to see the fence in different other sections in this region. Can you see the red signboard?
Yes.
Clearly it says in different languages that you cannot enter, Israeli citizens cannot enter. Israeli Jews cannot enter. Look at these chunks of rocks that they brought here from the quarries. And they're cutting it and shaping it for the construction industry.
אני עכשיו הרבה מבקש ממנה, אני יכול לתת 4 חינם. באמת.
תודה. ביי. זה כבר אצלי, זה כבר אצלי. אני אספתי את זה כבר. You notice the heavy traffic? This is the road that it connects Northwest Bank to Southwest Bank. Biblically, this region was also known as the Fields of Boaz, where Boaz from David's family meets Ruth the Moabite and he marries her. The Arabic name Beit Sahur, Beit means house. Sahur means the guardian of the fields, where the angel of the Lord appeared to the shepherds and announced them the birth of the Messiah. Now why did God choose the shepherd? Why not the farmer? Why not the blacksmith? Why not the carpenter? Because the shepherd was the most simplest person. To the Most High, the three wise men, the message was passed. As a matter of fact, a shepherd's word was not accepted in court during the Old Testament period. On one side, they did not accept them to witness in court, but on the other side, they provided the animals for the sacrifice in the temple. They were raised in this area. Okay, again, we will remind you the menu for the fast food in the sandwich. It's falafel, vegetarian, it's chickpeas with vegetables and tahina sauce in it. I know that one lady has problems with tahina. We'll try to make sure that they don't put any tahina in it or chickpeas. The shawarma is the chicken gyro
Shawarma.
in the pita bread, and the prices are again with the drink the shawarma is 13 and with the drink the falafel is 11. If you add beer or if you add chips, it's all extra. I don't know the prices, but the package deal is the drink.
Bakit di ka nakatulog?
The drinks are soft drinks or mineral water with the sandwich in the pita bread.
Nauna ka na.
Beit Sahur is a predominantly Christian village, majority. It is a small Muslim community. Bethlehem in the past used to be the majority Christian. Because of economic crisis, because of wars, a lot of the Christians from this region have migrated to Central and South American countries. And you find more Bethlehemites or Beit Sahur people living in that countries than rather in Bethlehem or Beit Sahur. And some of them became very successful and became even presidents of their countries in Central and South America. They have different organizations, orphanages.
May Best Buy sila.
Best Buy. Best Buy sila. Electronic store.
There is the Caritas Hospital.
Buhat, dahil sa ayaw.
Okay lang ako.
I can pick.
Oo, may nahulog na naman.
Papunainin ang shampoo.
Siguro yun yung tubig ko na naman.
please, time-wise, if it is possible, at 2 o'clock to be back on the bus. Now it's 20 past 1. 40, half an hour, 40 minutes, the maximum. Not to worry, if you did not manage to go to the toilets, to the Smileys, there is Smileys in every place afterwards. So from here, we're going to Bethlehem, the next place will have Smileys.
لا في قام إلك عشان تروح لهم زعانين إلك زعانين
לא פה, בשני.
Sarado mag
Rock.
Ano yan?
Just to mention it, the restaurant here does not accept credit cards. So it's with cash. And Ruth, the Moabite, the lady, will come and take your order. Her name is Jamila, and she has adopted the name Ruth. That's why it is on Ruth's Restaurant.
Jamila.
Okay, yeah. Please come down